All right, so last time we started building a cash budget. This time, instead of collections, we're going to do purchases. So we'll kind of do this section right here, and then we'll cover this section in the third one, and then we'll cover the bottom in the fourth one. So let's go ahead and do purchases. So again, I'm going to pull purchase information from the 10K and 10Q for Union Pacific, and then we'll kind of spread out the cash, because sometimes you buy something in January, so you actually make purchases in January, but you don't pay for it till February or March. So people working in early part of January probably get paid. So if this is like cost of goods sold and stuff, you're going to have some things like that built into here. You might pay that in the same month, or if you buy small office related expenses and things like that, you might pay for it in the same month. But a lot of like trains and things, if you buy an extra box car, it probably isn't getting paid in cash right away and things like that. So we'll spread them out just like we did with the collections, because again, there's a cash budget, so we don't care where the money was recognized from an accounting perspective. We want to know when the cash actually comes in or goes out. So I'm going to do it pretty much the same way. So I have all the 10Ks and 10Qs already up here. Again, last video, if you want to go back to that, we'll have information on how to get all this stuff if you want it. And so I'm just going to go in here into consolidated income. We already did revenues. Now I'm going to go down here, and we have operating expenses. Again, we're going to do some things down here about SG&A, interest, dividends, taxes, capital outlays. All that's going to get rolled into there. So we're going to ignore things like interest expenses here, but we need these things. Now, there's a cash budget, so things like depreciation are non-cash. We're going to ignore them. But compensation, we need purchases for services and materials, especially we need, and fuel, things like that, equipment, rents, other. So this total operating piece is 3339 minus basically depreciation will give us the cash piece, and then we'll spread it out like we did last time. And so it's 3339 minus 520 equals 3339 minus 520 divided by 3. Oh, I need parentheses. That would be good. Oh, shit. There we go. Like that. And then I'm going to do equals this, second quarter, financial statements, income, 3 months ended. We have operating expenses of 3245 minus 525. So 3245, 525 equals 3245 minus 525. There we go. Divided by 3. Whoa. No. Okay. I typed it wrong. I'm sorry about that. There we go. Equals that. Equals that. Keep going. Next quarter. Financial statements. Income. 3396 minus 528. That. Oh, wrong button. Hit enter instead of tab. Equals that. Equals that. And then again, we don't have a fourth quarter, so I need to take the 10K number minus the rest of this basically, and then I'll get it from that. So where's my 10K for 17? Here's my 10K for 17. Consolidated statements of income. And you can do this a couple ways, but my total operating expenses for the year needs to end up being 13,179 minus the depreciation of 2105. So 13,179, 2105. I'm going to do it this way. 13,179, 2105. 13,179 minus 21. I think I forgot it already. 13,179, 2105. 05 minus the sum of the rest of these things. So the stuff we've already entered, we'll do the same thing as looking at the third quarter end. So if I just sum up all the stuff I've already included out of that 13,179, so if I do that divided by 3, But there's multiple ways you could do it. That's just one of the ways to do it. You could also do it the way we did it up here, where I take the total minus from the quarterly, just plug the number in. But either way, we should end up at, let's see, we end up at 11,074, 11,074, which should be equivalent to 13,179 minus 2105. 13,179 minus 2105. All right, so 11,074. All right, 11,074, 11,074. So we've done it right. And then I'm going to go get, again, a couple of months of purchases back here in November and December by going to the 10K for 16. So this is the year before, because I want to know what cash payments in 16. Purchases we made in 16 are going to end up being cash payments in 17. And so it's 2669 minus depreciation of 2038. 2669, 2038. Oh, 12,669. That's what. 12,669 2038. So that minus how much ever we had already spent through 9 months, which is right here. So here's the 9 months ended for that 2016, which is 3214 minus 512. 3214 minus 512. The depreciation piece makes it interesting. So anyway, if we do that, that'll tell us what the quarter was divided by 3. Oh, something went horribly wrong, didn't it? Oh, because I didn't do 9 months ended, so it should be 9466. So this should actually be 9 months ended. Sorry, 9466 minus depreciation of 1518. So use the 9 months, not the 3 months. Sorry about that. 1518. 15. This should be better. There we go. 894. So it should look something like the 3 over here. It shouldn't be exact or anything, but it should look something like that. So there, we have it all spread out. So there's our purchases. And then we just have to spread out again. How much are we paying in cash? How much are we paying first month, second month? Now, there's no cash right here. I would argue that there probably should be, based on what we have down here in the cash budget. We don't have hourly pay and things down here. And so, like I said, if someone works the first week of January, you're probably paying them for that first week of January sometime in January. So you probably should have a cash. Let me go back real quick. So I'm going to actually go in here and insert and add a cash. It looks like it's italicized because I'm working off the payments one. So I'm going to hit Control I. It's not lined up with everything, so I need to kind of click in here and line it up with everything. So this sort of thing's pretty easy to add, and then I need to guess payments. Now, I would guess a company like Union Pacific isn't paying very much in the same month that it's buying stuff, just because it has a lot of purchasing power with its suppliers. But if you're, I don't know, we're just gonna guess. If you work for a company, you'll be able to get this sort of information. So we'll put it at like 20%. They're gonna pay the bulk of it here. So we'll say 20, 60, 20. So when you're working on your company, don't overthink this, but do spend a little bit of time trying to spread it out the way you think it might work. And then it's going to work basically the same way it was before. Now, so again, cash is pretty easy. So anything we pay in real time is just going to equal the cash percentage at 4 times how much we spent in cost of goods sold that month, basically. First month, and then I can drag that over to here. First month, right, is then going to be I bought stuff here, but I'm paying for it the next month. So I'm going to go back here and then multiply that by the 60%, and that's going to tell me what I pay there. And then this is going to be 2 months lagged. So this times this. Now we can alter this again. I'm not going to mess with it today, but you could also build a model where really, if you're purchasing this much stuff in January, really you might be purchasing some of that stuff in December for January, and so you could shift this whole thing over a month and stuff like that. It depends on how your company's structured again. And so since I don't know that information on Union Pacific, I'm not going to do that because that makes it even more complicated. Instead, I'm just going to highlight that, hit Control R, and fill it all over, and then sum it up for total payments. So we have that, and there's our total cash payments. Now, this is based on how your book has things structured. Is then they have collections, less disbursements, and then they start getting into and the disbursements all get lined up this way. When they say collections, all their meaning is here, like we already did total collections. So I don't know that this is really necessary. Like we can calculate from up here to down here pretty easily. But if you want it in this line, you can put it here just by hitting equals and grabbing the collections here and then filling that over. All right, so if you want to have another collections line, you can. That's completely unnecessary. I don't really need it to be. We'll work on that. And then the same thing here, this inventory payments piece is just this stuff. Our total payments here is the way it has it structured. I am going to bring that down just because we're going to sum stuff up. But again, it's not actually necessary. And then the next few assumptions we need to make, we're going to need to assume this, which isn't actually very hard. So we'll talk about that. We already did a common size balance sheet and stuff, or an income statement, so we should be able to do that pretty easy. We can pull this and then spread it out, although it's a little bit harder. We can look this stuff up and figure out what month it comes in and stuff like that. So we'll kind of line all this stuff out next time, and then we'll mess with the fiddly bits at the bottom. That's the hardest part of the cash budget. So anyway, that's it for now. You should be about here, and then we will work through a third piece and a fourth piece to get a full cash budget in the next couple videos.